Good morning, everyone. How are you? Happy Monday morning. I'm Nancy Ortinau with Cooking with Nancy O, and this is my husband, Rick, my sidekick. And we have a fantastic recipe for you today. We're so excited to share it with you. We got this from a friend that we network, and her name is Rhonda, and she is with Advanced Carpet One, and we're so happy to share this recipe with you. When we did our chili recipe, our pumpkin chili recipe, she wanted the recipe. She says, I have a butternut squash stew recipe for you. So that's where this recipe is coming from. And we wanted to give her kudos on that because Rick has kind of really embraced this recipe. He made it once before while I was recovering from COVID, and we loved it so much that we are demoing it. And he kind of took the reins on this one this morning. He even kept me out of the kitchen while he prepared everything. So that was kind of exciting for me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I have so much information for you to share today with this recipe. We are using tomatoes that we grow on the tower. Now I'm going to use fire roasted tomatoes, which I'll show you, tell you how to make. We have been very busy this weekend, so we didn't get a chance to do that. So we are using canned. So you can also substitute canned if you are busy. You're going to get better flavor out of the homegrown ones. What else we have here? Our butternut squash. Now you see mine kind of is a mini, but he did grow in the tower, and we had another one, and that's what we have in here. We also had a recipe for acorn squash not too long ago, and we had some acorn squash left over we cooked during the week. So we threw that in here just so we don't have any waste. So see how you can kind of deviate from the recipe? Oh, and our celery. I really want to talk about the celery we grow on the tower because this we harvested and it's a lot greener. It grows a little smaller, but I really like it. We don't have as much waste now with our celery, and it never gets moldy in our fridge because when we went celery, we harvested from the tower. How many times do you buy a bunch of celery and before you use it up, it's gone? Plus, this has a good celery punch to it, and it's not white in color like you get from the store. So we're going to get started on our recipe because we have to do some cooking on the stove. We already have sauteed our 2 tablespoons of olive oil with our onion, and we put some, our celery. So Rick diced the celery, and because it's so small, it was real tiny, so it cooked really fast. But before you do that, you're going to kind of sprinkle it with salt, just to enhance the flavors. So he has that part done back there, and I'm going to hand him 6 cloves. Now it says to use large cloves of garlic in our recipe. We chose to use regular because we are not those that love intense flavors of garlic. But I have 2 daughters that love that intense flavor of garlic, and they would use large. So do what you want for your taste. Okay, babe? So he's going to get that going. And when he puts it in, you just want that wonderful aroma of the garlic cooking while you're doing that. So while he's doing that, and you holler when you're ready for the next ingredient, I'm going to talk about the fire roasted tomatoes. So the last time that Rick made this, he took the tomatoes. Now, the recipe called for Roma tomatoes. And you're just going to sprinkle them. You're going to cut them in half lengthwise. Lay them flat side down on your parchment paper. Sprinkle with olive oil and whatever seasoning you want. You're ready? He's ready already. So what am I giving you? I have to stop that and look at my recipe here. Oh, I'm going to give you spices. So we have in here coriander. We have paprika, we have ground cumin, and salt and pepper. Actually, I take that back, just salt. And then I'm also going to give him, I have to look at the recipe because I have too much going on. He's going to stir this into the vegetables, which he probably already has. I'm going to hand him the butternut squash. Okay. And we have 2 cans of black beans. This is going to pack some great nutrition for you guys. Okay. Here's your black beans. And we're going to give him, he's ready for the tomatoes. I love passing this back to him. These are red lentils that are orange looking, but we rinsed them out and they're all ready to go. Oh, that looks good. You guys see that building back there? Okay. And then he is going to add his broth to all that. And he's going to bring that to a boil, and you're going to simmer that just for 25 to 30 minutes. So when you prepare this recipe, there's a whole list of ingredients. If you get all your ingredients out ahead of time, it's real easy to just throw it together, and you can double this recipe. And what a great, especially this time of year, who doesn't love chilies and soups and stews and all that? Okay, while he's cooking that and not interrupting me, I'm going to talk about the fire roasted tomatoes. So when you make your fire roasted tomatoes, you're just going to take aroma tomato and cut it long ways. Well, we grew small tomato. So we're going to cut these in half. Now, when we cut these in half, if they're a little too juicy in the center, just scoop out the extra juice. And you're going to put them flat side down on your baking sheet. You're going to drizzle them with your olive oil. You're going to salt them a little bit. And what kind of seasoning do you want? You want Italian seasoning? You want Mexican seasoning? So that's where you go to your seasonings. You add whatever seasoning you want on your tomatoes. If you only want basil on there, sprinkle your basil. We grow so much basil that we dry it. I think I've told you guys that before. And so this is a really easy, simple recipe to do. And you're just going to cook it at 450 for about 40 to 45 minutes. So it's very easy to do when you're sitting watching TV. Before you sit down, just prepare this, throw it in the oven. When the timer goes off, check it. Or if you're sitting and doing a project on the computer, whatever you're doing. So that's how easy it is to make the fire roasted tomatoes. Now, I want to talk about butternut squash. Guys, I look up all the information on this, nutritional information. Butternut squash usually is real long. This one is not. This is the way ours grew. And it was ready to be picked, so I had to pick them. These have like a sweet, nutty flavor to them. And it's actually considered a fruit. I did not know a butternut squash was a fruit, so I looked this up. Okay, it packs a huge punch of vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants. It's low in calories. 1 calorie is one cup is just loaded in nutrients. And it made me very excited to know that I was making a recipe that someone passed on to me because they loved it, but it was so healthy. It has a great source of calcium in it, iron, phosphorus, and copper. So the calorie content for 1 cup is 82, which is really, really good. It has protein, fiber, vitamin A, which we all know is essential for our eye health and our bone and our immune system. Vitamin C, which is a water soluble nutrient for our immune system. You have vitamin E as an antioxidant. You have thyme in here, niacin, folate, B9. How about magnesium, potassium, and I cannot pronounce. Thank you, honey. I am tongue-tied today. All of that is good for bone health. And I will tell you, as we age, our bones get, like with the osteoporosis, you get fewer and fewer, they get more brittle. So this is really, really good for us. So I'm really excited about this. So now, Rick, how are you doing back there? Almost to a boil. And then he's going to simmer that for just 25 to 30 minutes. Are you ready to sample it though? Because we have our bowl here that we pre-made, and I'm dying to sample this. Is that enough for you, babe?
Yeah.
Okay. Rick prepared all of this. I was so busy with something on the computer this morning I had to take care of. He prepared all the food for this. He took control of the kitchen, so you can do that too. It doesn't, well,
it's good.
He loves it. I'm going to eat off your spoon because,
Should be a little bit more. I should have warmed it up a little more.
he needs it hotter, but, oh, I love the cinnamon in here. This is really good, guys. This is a great transition from regular chili and healthier for you. This is so exciting that we can add all these fall vegetables, squashes, and things to soups and stews. And I just read you a whole list of wonderful, valuable nutrients and vitamins and fiber that is so good for your body. Why not just add this to your regular chili recipe? You don't have to use my recipe. You could use any recipe. And you can make your own fire roasted tomatoes. We just told you how to do that. how wonderful is that to have your own tomatoes? And you know what happens? It brings the flavor out of the tomatoes better. When we did those sun-dried tomatoes last week, I couldn't get over how wonderful that flavor was. So much better than what I bought in the store. So I am looking to find out what else we can cook for you. People are starting to share the recipes, and I'm really loving this because I love doing this. So if you have a recipe you want me to share, send it over to me and we will work it into our schedule. I haven't even thought about next week's recipe because we were so busy this weekend. We were at an event teaching all kinds of people how to grow in a tower garden. We had so much fun, and that's why we're so exhausted this morning. But we just love doing this. And if you want information on the tower, we have Christmas coming up. It makes a great Christmas present. I have a family that's going to buy their parents one, and we're going to go and teach them how to use it. So how much joy is that going to bring for their parents? I mean, I'm just really excited about that. So reach out to us, guys. We are here for you. And we have one more person today. Tomorrow we're going to go help with their tower. And it's very exciting for us to see all these people growing their own vegetables. So I guess until next week, we will see you. You have a blessed week. We kind of wrap this recipe up pretty quick. I feel like I haven't been on here long today to tell you all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, give us a holler and we'll love to talk to you. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Love it.
Yeah, they said you could serve it on rice or with rice.
Oh, you should have said that. I would have loved this on
that's
rice.
Yeah.
But you know, I like it just like this.
It's like a mix between ours and what we got from Heidi and me.
I love the cinnamon.